streaming. Close this. Go here.
Recording yet, but
Open this.
so let's have some talk about it.
Present.
So what are the four steps of UI design?
Because it's so no, React is giant.
That's what they said about Figma.
It's like it's so.
That was good. You think I could ask you out on a date?
The file size and stuff. Yeah. You get way more than
I'm not your type. I got it.
You have to install it.
With the shit.
Right, but if you just don't have that,
Hey, what happened to this? Oh, I need to load it in.
then all you need to host is HTML, JS, and CSS, and that's.
Don't you need to use condense it,
Yeah, I mean, you could.
I can explain.
Because it's so small.
I think Dribble. And then put it
So, I mean, you can get rid of the white But you can do that on like.
Why is it not picking up both?
Websites, you upload your JS file and then
Okay, there's no time to waste on that.
anyway, this is my project that I've been working on. And I would say I'm probably.
Let me make the announcement.
Okay, so yeah, we're live. You can start whenever you want. Let me make it a little bit easier on you guys though. Instead of extending, let's use duplicate. Few changes. Then you can push that one there or whatever. And then you guys need to worry about this. So you need to change it here. And then
Change here?
no, and then you need to change it in both. It's disconnected.
That's gonna be an issue.
Yeah, wait, why?
We're doing Figma workshop, so they have to follow along with us on Figma. I thought this extends to this.
It doesn't. I don't know why. And I think it's always been like that.
If that's the case, then we would have to play it on YouTube here.
Yeah, but then that'd be delayed.
Exactly. Worst comes worst, we both do it at the same time.
Oh. Yeah, why isn't that picking this shit up?
Because I thought what this does is
Right,
like
me too. It works on
That's
112.
the dumbest
Sorry,
thing I've
sorry,
seen.
115. Not 112. Oh, dude. Kunza.
What happened?
Fuck off.
Most of them are just like.
No, it doesn't go anywhere.
Small issue. So this doesn't technically connect to this. So we would have to do these separately. Issue with that is whatever I'm sure the workshop happens. If we open YouTube here, it deletes.
What is it showing? Oh, dude, of course. We need to change the media. Oh, that doesn't make sense,
Hello.
PGA.
You can have a seat here.
Why are you doing this one?
So what's the
I mean, we don't even have to. We could anything that if I'm working on one Figma window, you just have the window open on another one. You could show it like the thing will just move around.
I don't know why it's doing this.
It won't, because it's not connected.
No, but if you have it open up in here, then you can. I mean, you won't see like my mouse, but you'll see the things moving around and the things changing. But the worst,
Wouldn't
I
that
mean,
be confusing?
but then if
You're looking for different
the only thing
input
I can do is just the only thing
If you're looking at different
One thing we
inputs,
can do.
check these sources out.
Because I thought this does this like.
Or if you want to do it that way,
What the heck did I used to?
you can, but we just have to be completely honest.
Oh, you pulled this one out.
Interesting.
No, not that one.
Let me take a picture of the photos. Yeah. I have it on my computer.
Is that on?
Also, sorry guys for the delay. We'll be starting in 5-10 minutes with technical issues.
Technical difficulties.
Apologies.
We're working on it. Yeah.
Dude, I don't know.
We should. Why are we CS majors? We should be IT
Yo,
majors,
honestly,
you know.
right?
Yeah. I think this is what you do in IT, right?
We'll be the
I'm
IT
kidding.
guy in the school.
I'm done.
You guys are. Can you look down? I hold it up. Oh wait, look, might be easier that way.
Oh, what do you want to see?
The HDMI then. Where, bro?
Oh.
It's putting the wrong one.
No, that's right. You just
Up here, right?
Yeah, it's.
Oh,
there.
yeah, I was thinking I was trying to do the other one.
Yeah.
Fuck sakes.
Here.
Fuck my life. Who the fuck built this?
There
we go.
This is not UX
Oh,
friendly.
it's definitely in.
That's what she said. Nice.
Am I sweating?
Shit, I didn't know this was even.
Okay, why is it not picking this up? It shows there's another display.
Yeah.
But where is that other fucking display? Oh, dude, you know what?
Thank you. Okay. Can get rid of this part. All right, guys. Oh. It's not related to this? Okay.
Hey, everyone.
Hello, guys. So welcome to the Figma workshop. So this is one of the solution series, part of solution series. I, Kunza Nari, will be one of the presenters.
And yes, my name is Azar Ali, and I will be one of your fellow presenters as well. Thank you all so much for you guys here in the audience, for your patience. We apologize for the delay. You know, we're still getting used to tech after all this time. So thank you for bearing with us. And then those in chat as well, we see you guys. Yes, thank you all so much for coming. Yeah.
All right, let's get started. All right, so as I mentioned before, it's one of our solution series, part of our solution series. It will prepare you for the solution challenge. And if anyone is new here and don't know about the solution challenge, we will tell you a little bit more about it at the end. All right, so today's agenda. We'll be covering what is a UI and UX, stages of UI, what is Figma, and then we'll be making our UI in Figma. Alrighty, so UI and UX, right? What is a UI? Can someone tell me? Does anyone know here? Somewhat of an idea?
Or anyone wants to take a shot in the dark?
Yes.
Is it a process designers use to build interfaces in software or computerized devices?
Oh.
You know, maybe we shouldn't have. A little premature.
I see you guys can read. Hence college students, right? So in simpler words, UI is the process of designing. So what people make, like, all right, the logos of your application or a website, how your website will look like, the styling of your website, which includes the font, the colors, and basically the entire design behind it and the theme behind it.
Every stylistic detail is included in your UI. Any little color, any little icon, everything, the look of it is basically the UI.
All right. What is a UX, right? A user experience. So as it says, user experience, it's all about our users' experience. Right? So mostly it's about research. Your UX researcher or your UX designer, usually it's about like, them researching about what application or website you're building. Who is it about? Your target audience, and what exactly would you want the app to be about? So in case, let's say Netflix, right? Who's your target audience? You would want to use colors which attract your audience too, right? And as it says, it involves the entire process of branding, designing, usability, and function. It has to be user accessible, right? If it's not user friendly, no one would want to use the application, right? Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know you were done.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so user interface is kind of the design, and then UX is like the interaction?
Yes, UX is the interaction.
Yeah, I just want to add something. Yeah, so UX is so UI is the look of the app, and then UI is the design of it, and UX is the feel of it. When it includes like swiping from page to page, or moving or clicking on a button, what that actual response is, or how you feel when you go onto the app. All of these things are taken into account when you're doing research, as Kunza said, for UX research, or for how the app will actually feel when you're actually running it. So basically UI is like when you look at it, and then UX is when basically you actually use it, essentially.
Yeah, and usually when UI designers make a UI, they have to get approved by the UX designer, because they need to know, is it really up to what we were looking for our audience, right? All right, so stages of UI. Anyone has any questions though? All right, cool. Stages of UI. There are actually 4 stages of UI. One being the ideas. Brainstorming ideas is your first step because you would need some kind of idea to start designing, right? Or some kind of ideas of your application, website, logos, or anything to really start from. And these are some of the websites. We will be putting more on Discord to help you really get inspiration for your designs.
Yeah, and these personally, I use these the two most when there's so many other ones. I was going to include Mobbin, which is another one, but probably the most popular for when it comes to website design or mobile app design is Dribble. If you go on that website, actually maybe we could just click on it just for like a second. Can I do escape on this for a second? Yeah, just want to show this for a second, guys. What was it again? DRIBBB. I think it's Treebees. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, so if you ever want to find inspiration for your app, right, what you can do is that you go on this website and you can go and click on, like, say, we do mobile app development. So, me and Kunza at the mobile dev community, our next workshop, by the way, is this Wednesday. Come check us out. If you say you want to do a mobile design, if you're not sure what type of app you're actually creating yet, you could go on here and you can get a whole bunch of awesome looking designs. Like, for instance, if you're creating a medical app, you can click on it and you could see that, look how clean this is, right? And they probably use some tool like Figma, to make this sort of app. Or for instance, if you're making, let's say you don't even know, if you just want to find out like a page, right? What you can do is like look up login page, right? You're trying to design a login page for your design. You can get a whole bunch of login pages if you just look us up on here, and you can kind of get a feel, and you could do some filters as well. If you have a specific color scheme that you're working for and stuff that actually fit your design for what you specifically need. So like this is just one of them. And then Behance is another one. And then, well, I might as well write in right now. Mobbin is also a good one, but I know that's personally for mobile. Not sure if it's the same for web, but those are some pretty good ones that you could use.
All right. And Dribble is also kind of used for your portfolio. If you want to make a portfolio and you want to put out your designs there, it's one of the websites you would want to use. Oh, yeah. So second stage of our UI is the wireframing. So wireframing is technically just a step before our designing. It's kind of just, you can say scribbling. Scribble out like where would you want your logo on a page, where would you want your text on the page or any picture on the page, just to see how you kind of like the vibe of it before you just go all in and designing, because that's just not the most efficient way of going about it. Any questions about wireframing?
Yeah, and it helps you kind of in the brainstorming sense to just get all of your ideas out. What, you see what overall kind of elements you would possibly want to put on your website or a mobile app and see, oh, maybe all of this might be too much, or like maybe this might be kind of complicated, or it, in the UX, like, oh, this may not be as logical to have here and here.
Yeah.
Actually, you can go first.
So for wireframing, I was wondering, do you use Figma or are you, because I know there's a few different websites, for example, you can use for that, but I was wondering which one is the most efficient one.
Technically, you can use Figma, honestly.
Yeah, we typically use just to keep everything kind of all in the same place. Actually for me, sometimes what I might even do, I might not even touch the computer first when I come to start doing my designs. I might even sometimes just do, like, I might just get a piece of paper and fold up all of like the papers into like, little different boxes, and I just start doing it on there, because for me, like, at least I need to write it down before I could actually translate it onto the web. So that's one thing that you could do. Or, and for me, otherwise I might just do it on Figma. They have different wireframing kits that you could use, that you could put into your app, and that make it super simple to kind of build it. So, but I know there's also some other websites that you can use yourself. So, but if you want to keep everything all in the same place, then you could use Figma if you want.
Someone Anyone else had a question? Yes?
So you don't start making it look nice? Like that doesn't matter that much at that point? Or?
No, it doesn't. Wireframing, to easily put in a way, is kind of like when you're making a presentation, right? You would want your information first before all beautification, right? Because if you don't have your information, making it, like, what are you beautifying at that point? Kind of doesn't make sense, right? And with design, a lot of effort goes in it. And once you design something and you're like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have that text in there, you kind of wasted your time designing it when you could have just come up with a simple wireframe first, right? All right. Did anyone had any questions? All right. Yeah.
So for wireframing, it's more of a rough draft, but your project might still evolve as you're beautifying it, I guess?
Sorry?
So wireframing is kind of a rough draft of what you want, but it still might evolve and change as you continue through the process?
Yeah,
Okay, cool.
definitely. Alrighty. So our stage 3 is the designing. So we wireframed it, and now we'll beautify our entire pages, meaning we'll design our things on Figma, right? This is just more detailed and illustration of, what do you call it, our entire, how we would want our app to look like. Like, this would be our final draft, you can say, before you would want to actually make the app. Any questions?
Yeah, and here you could put in all of your colors, you could put in all the stylistic features that you want. And yeah, and it's a lot simpler to get to this point once you have wireframed as well, because you know the basics of what you want. And then now if you've kind of thought about it and like, oh, this is the kind of theme that I want this and that, then you could just easily translate it and make it, do everything all at once, instead of figuring out, oh, but do I want this there? And then how do I want this to, format and everything? That might take you way more time. Even though like wireframing is a separate step in itself, it might take you more time if you try to combine the two processes. Yeah.
Alrighty. Our stage 4, the prototyping. So prototyping is basically just making that UI into an actual functioning, design, I would say. More so like how we wireframed our app. We designed our app. Prototyping would be actually building our app. So coding it out and making it possible for a user to test it and use it, right? Any questions? Awesome. So how do we make our UI wireframes and designs?
Yes, that's a really good question. Well, what we can use, you might be wondering, how do I do step 3? I've thought about, I've looked online on Dribble a little bit, and, I want to see how I can, make these designs. Well, what we'll use is, did it move?
It did.
Oh, it did. Okay. That took some time. Figma. All right. So, but what exactly is Figma? Well, Figma is essentially a tool that you can use to design, right? It's a design tool. Frequently, it is used for UI UX design, but I personally, so I'm also the marketing lead at GDSC, and the flyers that you see around, I actually designed those in Figma, and then I put them out for there. So it actually has multiple use cases other than for UI UX design. It's really simple, lightweight. It's available on web, and there's also a desktop app as well. So there's you could use it, and yeah, exactly as it says, mobile app interfaces, web design interfaces. If you also want to make like logos or social media posts, like it says there, you could do it all. So, but how do we get started with Figma? So there is a website, figma.com, that you can go on to. All you need is your laptop and to be connected to the internet. And yeah, so once you get on Figma, you could actually sign up for an education plan. So I'll direct you there. It's figma.com/education. And when you sign up for an education plan, you actually get all of the features that come with a professional plan. So all the paid features possible, you get them for free by being an FIU student. Or even if you're not a student at FIU, any university that you go to, you can get this for free. So I highly recommend signing up for it because I use it, and you're a lot less limited when you're, when you have an education account. Like you could even see like what you get with a professional account. Like for instance, if you were you could honestly sign up for a free account. It's totally fine, but you only get access to like 3 files and a certain amount of projects, and you know, you can't make private projects, right? So, but if you do the professional plan, you get all of these, right? So I mean, you're getting it for free, so why not? So.
For Figma, can multiple people work on it at the same time?
Yes, that's an amazing question. So it's a online collaborative tool as well. How could we have missed that? And actually, this tool, Figma, is used by these major tech companies as well. I remember, I'm not sure if this is revealing company secret, but they do use this. At my former internship, they did use Figma. The designers did use this for their files as well. So they did. Yeah. And then, so like they would connect, you know, designers would sometimes set up a meeting with like a mobile developer or a web developer, depending whatever you were, and then they would show the designs like on Figma, and those who are coding would have to go off of those designs if they were to make any changes or update it or anything. So you also have to stay really strict with the Figma designs as well. So yeah, definitely it's used. And then also, I mean, in personal projects, we've used it multiple times in the past.
Does it ever happen that when you bring up a prototype to be coded, that changes need to be made because the coder tells you, okay, this can't be done in this certain way?
Definitely, yeah. So the question I was asked is, if there needs to be a change with the prototype, from the coder's point of view, does there need to be? Definitely. I mean, it's not only a one-way conversation. It's definitely, it is up to the programmer to see if they can make it possible too, right? So if they see that it's just not feasible, why whatsoever any means. Typically, the designers, depending on the company that you have, they might have a good kind of insight on, if it's possible. But if for some reason it's not, then they could talk to them and see, actually, there's like this element blocking, like, this element, so I can't put it exactly there, or I want to put it somewhere else. Could you see, maybe I could try to put it somewhere else? That's totally fine, yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah, so without further ado, so we're actually going to get started and coding on Figma.
Coding on Figma?
Coding on I'm a developer, kind of first, but, also designer too. Yes. So, actually, what I'm going to upload as well, so you all might be wondering, what are we going to make today? Just give me a quick second. Could you get the workshop on here? Yeah, but basically what we're, not to stall too longer, I don't know if any of you guys here use Discord. Maybe Discord, right? Yeah. So what we're going to do is that we're actually going to build 2 pages that are on the mobile version of Discord, so that, you guys get to see like a real life kind of example of this. Sorry, give us one quick second. I don't know why this was not uploaded beforehand. But yeah, we're gonna be coding 2 specific pages from here. So, but yeah. Oh yeah. Also, we're going to, just while we code along as well, we're going to play some music in the background, so,
Code along.
Code along with us.
We'll just code Figma at this point, guys.
I'm a code Figma. I think I could do it.
Just lower the volume.
Yeah, no problem. Thanks for coming. I don't know if that's working.
The audio. Let me see. Hold on. Oh, totally.
I think the audio.
Yes. Hey, all right. Let's get started, everyone. So, we're gonna go ahead and I'm also gonna. I'll do this on a private tab since this is not my computer. Huh? Yeah. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna go onto Figma.com, and we're just gonna log in, and I'll show you guys the entire process on how you make a file and everything. So, we're gonna log in. Continue with Google. Let me see. So I have my email here. And you could link your Google account with it as well. Thank the Lord for Duo. Oh, getting your phone? Okay. Yep, it's okay. And let's go. So, what we're going to do now is that I'm going to create a new file. So I'm going to create it here. And then, can you actually include the prototypes like on this file? So I'm actually going to share this file out with everyone here actually, so you guys can actually follow along with this tutorial too and make your own designs. If you want access to this here, anyone can edit, copy link.
You can put in an announcement.
Yeah. If you guys.
Everyone on the Discord server? Awesome. We'll be putting it on the announcements.
Yeah.
Just join us.
Yeah, you can join us on there. Okay.
No. It's in the GDSC.
Oh, GDSC FIU. If you needed a link to it, hopefully someone can share it with you. Yo, I see. I'm also seeing the stream too. Let's go. Thomas, Dan, and who else is here? Harpreet, Gabby. What up, peeps? Glad to see everyone. Just give me one quick second. So is everyone getting on? Awesome. Yes. All right. So this is kind of what we're going to be building today. So I will first build the profile page, and then Kunza will build the friends page. So these are two separate pages on the actual Discord app. This is for the iOS version. So, but how do we get started, right? So we see that this is a frame here, or this is like a screen from our application. If we want to represent a screen from our app, what we could do is that we could, so right now we have this tool. We have just the move tool. And if we want to make a frame, what we could go ahead and do is that we click this tool over here. We click the top left corner and click on frame. And also, those of you that are in here in person are also online, you guys can take different sections of the app, the Figma file if you want, and also design along too, if you guys are following along. So,
It's moving.
yeah, that's all good. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna select a frame, and as you'll see here, there's so many different types of frames that you can code for, or not code for, design. There's all different dimensions, and if you want to work with an iPhone, or if you want to work with a Google Pixel or an Android, or even if you're doing like for a tablet, web, even if you're working on a social media post like me, I might do like an Instagram post. They have all the different dimensions there. So this is essentially just an artboard for those of you that are familiar with Photoshop that allows for you to put in elements where you would like. So what we're gonna do is that I'm personally gonna select iPhone. I currently have, it doesn't really matter which one you pick, but for this, I'm just gonna select this one, and I'm going to scale it. And those of you that wanna make your screens bigger, what you can do is that you press Shift and then scale up and down with your cursor, so that you can make your screen bigger if you like, or if you want to make it smaller. Because I noticed, like, if you move it around without hitting Shift, that it won't proportionally scale. It will just move all over the place, which you probably don't want to do. Right? Okay. So typically, if I were creating up this from scratch, I might, I would go through the whole design phase. I might go through 1, 2, I might start brainstorming, and I might start wireframing, and then get to design. But for the intents and purposes of this workshop, since we already have the design that we already want to use, I will just skip ahead and then just create an actual design with this. And also, Laz, do you need, is it okay if I could put a charge? Just in case I don't want it to die.
Imagine.
Yeah, I have my, if you need it. Yeah, but anyway, so we see that, okay, let's get some things here. We're not gonna worry about the iPhone specific stuff, like the actual time and the search and anything like that. We're just gonna be concerned with what this actual phone has for us here. So we see that the screen has just a few different elements here. The top is, it starts off with the top being encompassed by an image or a GIF. That's typically for Discord, but we won't do it, we won't put a GIF here. We could put a sample image, your profile image, and there's this ring for the status, username, and all of these different icons, and all the different settings that you could set for the user. And in the bottom, you have the bottom navigation view, which allows for you to navigate to different sections of the application. And typically, since we're on this one, it should have been highlighted. But with Discord, once you click on your profile, it doesn't really get highlighted. But it would be more obvious if you were to select this window, which is your friends, and you were able to, if you click on this, this would be highlighted more. So, yeah, okay, awesome. So, And this has you could use it on dark mode or light mode. So right now, it's on dark mode. So what we want to do, I'm personally probably going to build this from a top-down approach. So, and then I'll teach you guys the different tools along the way. So what we have is an image in the first. So if we want to include an image, we will want to look here on our top library. Figma is essentially made up by just 6 tools. You have here your move tool or your scale tool. You also, so that's your first set of tools. Second set of tools is creating a frame or creating a slice, which allows for you to, well, exactly what it sounds like. You could take a slice of an image and then create that as your own prototype, I think. I think that's, yeah. I think it's something like a, yeah. Anyway, it's not important for the intents and purposes of this. Here, delete. And actually, as all of you will see, that they have this left-hand window. So this left-hand window is a list of all of our layers. Again, where a layer is essentially the makeup of all of the different components that you will create that will be put on top of one and each other to create the design. So if I click on this one, for instance, this one is my one. And if anyone wants to rename their one for whatever they're doing, you can double click on it and then type to rename it. So Azar's profile page, I'll call it. And I'll rename these other ones as well. It's good common practice to rename your designs or you rename your pages so that you can keep everything organized. And if you have honestly a trillion files in your in your Figma directory, you won't know which one's which, and you'll be like me, just like trying to search through everything to find one little asset. So it's not exactly the most efficient. So sample, this is the sample friends, and then this is going to be the sample user profile. Okay. So I'm going to create my profile page here. So first of all, actually, before I continue, how's everyone feeling so far? Audience, you guys are good? Okay. If I'm going too fast, please just let me know. I can slow down. And also, if you have any questions as well, Kunza can come and help out too. That includes for anyone here or there, or anyone in stream. Just let us know. And YouTube chat, you guys good? You only see an empty tab? Oh, why? Oh, lol. I guess it's only sharing to the page. My apologies. Yeah, I think it was only yeah. Sorry, I did it private because maybe should I? Oh.
The proportions are so off. It's kind of. Wait, what are we full screening?
Oh yeah, the full screen's fine.
The proportions are perfect. Cool.
Perfect. Okay. Let me see. Can y'all see that? Okay. Sorry, that was just an issue for the people in chat. But yeah, so if we want to go ahead and start making this, the first thing that we realize is that this is in dark mode. So if we want to create the background to be kind of the same color, what we could do is that we can look onto our right-hand side of the application, or of Figma here, where we have these 3 different tabs. We have Design, Prototype, and Inspect. For the most part, you're really going to be working just with the Design tool, where you have all of these different features here. Like, for instance, if you want to move your page along, you could, I think you can move it along, or if you, yeah, or they have all these X and Y's, the width and the height. They're all included here. Right now, what we're going to do is that we're going to use the fill tool, where the fill tool allows for you, exactly as it says, to fill in the color of your application. So we could set it to any color that we like using the color picker, or this here, the color selector. And you have everything here. There's also, if you want to use with all these different tools, you can. like RGB, CSS. But if you especially, I'll just show you guys real quick. If you guys wanted to create a gradient for your asset, what you could do is that you have all of these, so this is solid, right? But everything else here is gradient, and they're just different types of gradients. Like for instance, this is gonna be like a linear gradient, which just kind of goes from up to down, side to side. Or if you want to use like a radial, which starts from the middle and then goes out, you can do that. There's also like all of these. Angular, not the programming language. It starts off at an angle, and then you could rotate it, and it goes out there. There's so many different types. And even if you wanted to fill it with like an image, you could do that as well. But yeah.
Diamond?
Diamond? Oh yes, I can do diamond. So yeah, so that's how it fills up. Although I'm not sure where it is now. I mean, this is
That's weird. Oh, there it is.
yeah. Oh, you know what I could do? Because this is, so you see that it's part of it is disappearing, right? The reason that it's happening is because on default, the gradients, the other gradient that you're setting it to goes to 0 or goes to transparent. So you just want to set that to 100%. And change it to something else, like black or, yeah. Yeah. So you could do that too. But if we're, oh, yes, question.
So with colors, how do you know what colors to pick? Because like sometimes I'll be designing something, and then I get stuck. I'm like, what palette should I be using?
Oh, that's actually a really good question. So are you saying, you're starting from scratch?
Yeah.
So are you starting from scratch? What I typically do, it totally depends. So what I would do, that's part of the brainstorming process. So what I might do is that I will go onto Dribble and I'll try to see like a color scheme that I like, or something that I have seen too, which someone recommended it on the other day to the mobile chat, was this.
It's cooler.co.
Coolers or. I think there's something like this, right? There's like a website.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. There's also this website too. What you could do if you're creating your designs, what you could do, there's actually this website, coolers.co, where you can actually create a color scheme for yourself. You could, explore different color schemes if you want to get it, try to see, like different palettes and stuff. It's pretty cool. This could be a good way for you to brainstorm different palettes if you like. And I'll slap this onto the Discord chat for you guys. I'll put this in general. Yep. Yeah, but that's a site that you could use. Does that answer your question, Hermes? Yeah. Okay. So that, by the way, stream. The question was, how could you build up yourself a color palette if you don't know what to do? But yeah. But to keep with the same, so anyone, you could use whatever you like. But for the intents and purposes of this workshop, what I'm going to do is that I'm actually going to use this tool, which is the color picker, and I'm going to grab the specific hex code for the actual Discord app, so that I can. Yeah, it looks like that. So I can get the same color, essentially. So you press this tool here, and it allows for you to, select that color. Yep, go ahead and, use it. That's why it helps too, if having a screenshot too, because you can get the exact colors and everything too. Yeah. What up? Oh, yeah, I got you. So I'll show you. So I want to pick this color, right? I'll pick a different color just to show. You select the fill tool again and press this eyedropper tool. You click on it, and anywhere on your page, you can, if there's a specific color that you like for some reason, if you like this color, you can get really close and specific and get the specific hex code. Click on it, and your page will change to that color. But the thing is, you will have to click on your page, the one that you want to change the color for. Click on that page first, then click the color tool so it'll fill for that specific page. Or even for a page, or if you're doing like a button or something, yeah, make sure to select that specific thing. Does that make sense? Awesome. All right. Yeah, but I'm just going to Command Z just so I get back to where I was before.
And all those values for the colors can be put into the variables file that you put for your code?
Yes, that could be. Yes. Make sure to, if you're coding this out too for your web project or your mobile project, make sure to keep a track of what colors you're using. And if you want, there's also this tool here, it's called Inspect Tool. If you're working with some kind of CSS or some kind of iOS or Android, you can get some kind of code here to get you started on translating your code or your designs to code, right? And yeah, as you can see here, the color code's here, super nice, RGB, could be all translated and everything. So it kind of works like, it says inspect, so it kind of works like an inspect element, like you web developers might notice. Yeah. So what I want to do here is that I want to put an image on top here. So what I will go ahead and do is that I will select the second, or this tool set that I have not selected yet, which is the Shapes tool. The Shapes tool allows for me to create any sort of shape that I would like. So this is probably one of the most important aspects of Figma that you will use, as everything you see on this page, more or less, if it's not an icon, it will probably be a shape of some sort. So for instance, if I wanted to, let's say, yeah, if I want to just make like a rectangle, I could go out and then I could make it like this. I just select it and then I could make it out there. And you can do the same things that you had before. Change the color, or if you want to make like a border around it, you can go ahead and make an insane border for it, and anything that you want to do, a layer, let's see, a drop shadow, I guess. Like anything you want to do, you could do all of that with any type of shape, and this kind of applies for frames too. Yeah. So I'm just gonna delete that, or I could leave it. Why not? Just don't get that's not what we're working with. Just please don't get confused. And there's also all sorts of other shapes as well. One of them is included is an image. So I'm just going to use this for now. Or actually, I know how to use Mac. I have a Mac. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just use Shift 4. Or what I'm doing here is I'm copying this image, right? I'm just taking a screenshot of it, and I'm clicking on the images tool, and I'm going to get that recent. Aha, there we go. I think this is it. Yeah, that one looks like it. And if only I knew where that was now. Bro, where did you go? Oh, it did go on my page. It's here. Yes.
I have a question. Do you know how to lock the size of so say you're doing a circle and you don't want the width and height to change when you're scaling it. You know
Yes.
how to lock it?
How to, like, you don't want it to change at all.
Yeah, because I clicked the little link there and it changed.
Let's see.
When I scaled it, so I'm not sure.
Which one is your one? Are you Pablo Hernandez?
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me find where you are at.
I got two circles. So I changed it.
Yeah. Let me see where you're at. Let me see if I could help you.
To the left of that. To the right.
Oh, let's see. Okay, so I'm gonna just go down in your directory here.
Go like this.
You see? Oh, I see it. Oh, so So you want to make it smaller.
Yeah, but in the same proportion.
Yeah. So what you do, you want to hold shift, and then you could use your and then use your mouse, and then you'll have the same proportions basically. Yeah.
And you know how to so cut one so that it cuts to the other?
Cut one so it goes to the other. I think you mean like kind of like make it like a half a circle.
So like for example, I'll grab the circle, make it smaller, and then make that.
Inside of it.
Yeah, so like you can't see that circle anymore, but it will make the outline of the circle on the inside.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm explaining this.
Kind. But do you?
Put the circle and then the layer of the
Yeah, you can put it on top, or if what you're doing. Yeah, if you're are you trying to create like a border for your circle?
I'm literally trying to sorry, I'm
No, you're good. Okay, so if you're trying to do what I did there.
this
Oh, yeah. What you want to do, you could put it on top. So what you want to do is you want to, okay. So you have this section. You have all of your assets here, right? What you want to do is that for whichever rectangle or whatever whatever this is, whatever it corresponds to here, you want to make sure it's on top, like literally, like it's either here. Like say this is your small one, right? And this is your big one. That's good. Like you want this to be on top of it. So like because that's how the layers work. They all kind of like, the topmost one will be the most visible one, or it's the most in front one, whereas the one all the way to the back will be the one all the way to the back, and maybe you might be able to see it or not, depending on how it's hidden by the other stuff on top of it. Yeah, so you possibly just want to do that. Yeah, for sure. Okay. Yeah. I see some of you guys have gotten started already. That's awesome. I'm really glad to see that. Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and shift, drag this all the way up to here. All right? So we make it look like that. Now what we'll go ahead and do is that I will probably make this the same as we were doing before. I'll make the same circle with the profile image. So what I will do, I will go ahead, select the circle tool, or the ellipse. You could also run Command O if you're on Mac. And I will try to draw it upon here, or also, try to make it the same way. Try to fit it. You know what I might actually just do? What might be the simpler way? I'll try to make it on here and I'll copy paste it on top of there. So right now, I'm on top of the sample or SAPL, as I incorrectly spelled, the SAPL user profile, and I'll try to mimic it on there. So go ahead and I'll try to drag. Yeah, let's try to get it-ish to what it should look like. This looks like it's a perfect circle, so I'm just gonna make it the same, which you could use. So one convenient thing about Figma is that you can scroll. If you select on the actual letter of that, like for instance, if you're working with the X parameters, or if you're working with the width or the height, you don't have to necessarily click in and change it. What you could do is that you hover over, like for instance, like W or H, and you can slide and change it. So like I could easily, without even, if I want to change it like a lot, I'm just scrolling here, right? Yeah. So that's something you could do. And okay, so I got that image, and then I'm gonna make it white. That's something convenient too. If it's a popular color, you could also just write down the actual name of itself, like blue, red, white. Kind of convenient. And it looks like it has a a border around it, a black border. So we'll try to mimic that as well. And just so that I'm able to see, what I'm going to do is that I'm actually going to change this fill. This is really a convenient trick that you can use if you want to if you're trying to like fit something on top of each other, like you have your mock-up design and you want to try to mimic it. What you can try to do is that you just change the opacity a little bit. So I'm going to make this 50%. So I kind of see what's happening in the background, and then I'm going to mimic whatever's in there. So I see that there is this border. What I'm going to do, I'm going to click on stroke. Stroke allows for you to create borders around images or any type of assets that you create. So click on it, and you have, let's see, yeah. So you could use that. So right now it's black, so it's perfect. But if I wanted to create it like red or something, I could do it. And then what I'll do is that I will. I'm sorry. Oh, how do we get the stroke? Yeah. So what you'll do is that there is actually on the right-hand side there is a stroke part. Yeah. And then what you do? Yeah. So then I'll take it out for a second. What you want to do, since it doesn't exist already, you personally have to add it. So you could press the plus sign to add a stroke or to add a corner. Or yeah, no problem. And also, I mean, this was originally white, just to reiterate, but I'm just making it transparent, 50% transparent now, so we could see what's going on in the background. And I'm going now to make it like this now. So it should be kind of similar to what it should be. And then, now with that, or make this 100%. Yep, there we go. That should be our sample kind of image. We'll do now, I'm just going to take this, Command X, or I cut it, and now I'm going to select my board, so Azar's profile page, and then I'm going to paste it here. So now I have it here. And it's, as you'll see now, it's no longer in the sample user profile, or it's supposed to be sample. Let me just change it. I'm going to keep calling it sample. But right now, it's currently in my quote unquote, section, Azar's profile page. And so I'll do a control or shift, size. Yeah, there we go. Fit it on top of there. Does that make sense to everyone? Does anyone need help? You guys going okay? Anyone in the chat need anything? Just text. I will address any problems. But yeah, so there's that. We'll go ahead and do now is that, yeah. So what I could do here, I could take the text tool. I want to make like Azarius #3145. So, and then put it here. And I'll just write like my username. And so if you want to edit your text, there is on the right-hand side window, again, you can change the font, you could change it, regular, the size, whatever you like. If you want to bold it as well, which might help. Yep. I don't know off the top of my head which one that Discord uses, so I'm probably not going to do it. And yeah, that kind of looks about right. So one convenient thing too is that Figma allows for you to depending on whatever objects that you have, if you're trying to align it like kind of like the same way around here, right? Like it's just right below this circle here. It will show you like, oh, you know, it'll snap onto this section here, right? So it'll snap to the left so that you can easily kind of see it, easily puts it where it kind of should be and relative to the other objects on the page, if that makes sense. Excuse me. Yeah. So we have my username. I won't go ahead and put those right now. Oh, okay. So we need a rectangle on the background here. So I will go ahead, make a rectangle. And that will encompass that amount. And again, it's snapping to the section over there, which we like. Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, we'll make the fill the same color. And I will go ahead and just put it onto the bottom over here. So I moved it on the left-hand side. I moved it a little bit down so that it's below the text and the circle. So yeah, so it exactly is what it should have been here. And yeah, one more thing. If you want to make sure that this doesn't move, what you could do, I think there's something that you could do to lock. Yeah. I think flatten does it. Yeah. Or actually, no, not even that. What it will be, if you don't want to change, if you wanted to just kind of be in the background, what you could do is on the left-hand side for your layers asset, depending what it specifically is, press the lock button. And as simple as that, you won't be able to edit it or do anything to it. Or if you want to hide it, you could press the I tool on the side and it hides it as well. Right. Yes. Oh, and also whoever changed the color for me, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Yeah, you could also select every individual parts of your text as well and change colors. So like, yeah, for instance, if you want to change the fill of one letter, you could do that too. Figma is very customizable. So we have our top part here. Now quickly, so this part here is technically made, right? But all we need left is at least some of the these rectangles here, or these are like lists, or you call it in Android like a recycler view of kind of like different options, and when you click on them, they allow for you to have some sort of functionality or for the app. So what we can do is the following. We can select rectangles, and then and then also, well, I need to click on my profile page, because if you also randomly start putting in like different rectangles without clicking your artboard, it won't, you could tell it won't fit onto your app because things won't snap together or things won't be automatically refitted or anything like that. So you want to make sure that you're on a specific page or frame as it is in Figma that you're working on. Okay. So we pick a rectangle. I'm on here now. I think this is just a little bit done. What you could also kind of do, what might help I think something that's view. Come on. File, view, and if you file view. Yeah. Yeah, and also anything that you all want to do, there's also this, the left-hand corner has, if you want to make files or, edit your file, or, you could use this top hand left window to do that. What I'm trying to do is I want everything to be kind of exact. So what I'm trying to do, which I believe I did, I wanted to show a ruler. A ruler typically for me kind of helps is, you select on the top window. You get this on the left-hand side and on the top, where whenever for instance, if I wanted to move my page, you could tell like, oh, it moves in relation to this here. And it kind of helps when you're trying to fit assets together, or you're trying to get specific kind of, if you're trying to get anything specific. Rulers is, you go on the top, right? And I think, I'm not sure if it's the same. Oh, actually, yeah, this might just be my view. So yeah, you will have to do it individually for yourselves if you want to see it. Go click, so the top left-hand corner, view. And there is a section here called ruler. And you can click on it and it will allow for you to see the rulers. Yeah. Yeah, no problem. Go ahead and I will, but without, I'll just go ahead and make, let's see, I want to make a rectangle kind of similar to this. So I'm gonna eyeball one, like maybe this one. Yeah, that looks pretty good. So looking at this, we could see that there is what kind of differentiates, so we have this, the fill inside is this darker kind of, or this lighter shade, or darker, it's actually darker compared to the background. And then there's also a little slight pixel border here in this image. So what you could do is, so you have that. Sorry, I'm gonna use that, or Command X. And then I'm gonna put it, again, click on my board, paste it. And yeah, maybe something like that. And then Shift, scale up, so that it's scaled properly. Should be something like that. Yeah. Thankfully, with these, you could always, if it's not fitting the exact end, you could always scroll it a little bit more. You don't only have to scale like, like that. You could always scale like that. You could always scale to the left, to the right, up and down. So it's convenient. And I said I wanted to create a stroke, so I'm going to create a slight, yeah, there we go. Yeah. For those of you, so for those of you following along, one quick thing is that, let's see, if I did this inside, do I see it? Oh no, it does kind of work. Center. That's it. Yeah, okay, that's fine. Okay, so then there's a slight, but I might make it like 2. Just, it's a, maybe a little bit more. 4. Yeah, you could kind of see that. But it's not even supposed to be super, super large. we'll go ahead, make this same color. Anyway, that's what this is supposed to be. Excuse me. Up for the icon. Huh, that's kind of weird. Why is that not? You have a question?
Is there a way like to move it not a square, I want to move it like pixel by pixel?
Pixel by pixel, move the square up?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah, let me show you. So like for instance, if I have my square here, if I want to just move it a little bit, you can use the X and Y tool on top here and move it a little bit. So like for instance, if I want to move this up, I might make this smaller. Like, you know, I could scrub it up so it's moving. Or if you want to move it down, then you could change the Y to be more down. Yeah. Yeah. Does that help?
Yeah.
Okay, awesome. Ah, I realized what's wrong here. I was careless with my UI. I was wondering, why is this the same color? Because I made my background the wrong color. This background color should actually be this color. Yeah, there we go. That's looking a lot better. And then quickly, if you want to... Oh, I will also show you guys this as well. So, yeah. So, what I'm making here, I want to keep these things kind of together. Like this rectangle with this text, with this circle, and then this invisible and this caret sign. If I want to group these things together, there is a way to do that so that you can keep yourself kind of organized. Like, you know, imagine you're working on your computer, right? You have different folders for different kind of projects or homework or games. You want to kind of do the same in your Figma designs as well. Similar to how you have like the design, you want to have, you know, how you have like, you know, like for your overall design, you have like this drop-down menu. But you could also organize those assets in and themselves. So I'll just quickly make a text like this. Help me, please. Right? And then put this out a little bit. And then make a quick circle here. So if I want to do something like that, so that's basically a transparent kind of circle. I could use, again, I could use the circle tool. You might be thinking, oh, why don't you just use the, like, make a small O and then use that? But we're more pro than that, you know. We're going to use an actual circle, right? So we'll just do that. I'll just do that. And then, yes.
What are the benefits of not using that?
I mean, you could use an O, but then,
Like it wouldn't scale properly, right? If you're trying to make it
yeah, exactly. It would look kind of weird. And then plus, if you want to add additional elements to it too, like it's, I mean, if you use an O, I mean, for that very specific one use case, it could. But then, if you even want to design it, it would be better if you just use this one. Trust me, trust.
For designing purpose, you would want to use like the shapes. You don't want to just use words at this. Oh, I mean like letters at this point. That's just not perfect.
Yeah, keep.
I know. Being a Pythoneer, you want to, find shortcuts, but.
Yeah. So what I'm doing here is that I'm making this circle transparent with a, right? So what you could do, I've added a border. I'll make this kind of big. Scrub it to like that, right? And then this fill, easily if I want to just remove it, you're gone. Bye. I use the minus, and then it's gone.
Wait, can you repeat that?
Yeah.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, yeah, you're good. So, Command Z. Okay, so you guys understand the point to where I got to like making the border, or not necessarily?
You made two circles, and then you put one on top of the other.
No. I'll show. I'll show. So
It's just how it's
now you're good. So I'll repeat it. So I made a circle, and I just gave it this color, right? Right now, what I'll do. So my goal is to make this, essentially. I'm making that. So what I will do is actually what I could do. I could actually go ahead, and if I don't want the inside to be filled, I could remove the fill by pressing this minus bar, which takes it out of the equation. So it removes it. But I still want a stroke. So I want the border. So I press the plus sign, and then what I could do, this is the thickness. So I'll increase the thickness, maybe like that, just eyeballing it. And then with the fill tool, or the color picker, I will go and select this specific color. It's something like that, yeah. And then using Shift, I will move this a little bit. Okay, the smaller that I make it, yeah, we shouldn't have such an insane width, so I'll just do that. Yeah, something like that. And obviously, I want to make this smaller, not so large. And I'll do the same thing with the fill. Get this text color. Please. And then, yeah, I could just, yeah, I'll write this invisible. I'm copying this. Okay, help me please. What was it? It was, yeah, invisible. Invisible. I'll make the color white. And just for now, make this specific color red. Or more so, what was the color that they used? It was, you want this? I got you. No, don't worry about it. You're good. Okay, so yeah. So what was the point of me doing all of that? So what I'm going to do now is that, so this, technically, this rectangle here with all of these elements could be kind of grouped as one. And you kind of want to reflect that. So if you want to easily recreate this over and over, which is essentially these other tabs, you can do that. So what you'll do, press Shift and select all of the elements that you want to include. Go on to your right-hand side here, right-click, and press Group Selection. Thereby, when you do that, you have created something called a group. A group is a set, essentially is grouping elements together, putting them together that it could be easily reproduced. So I'm going to call this Help Me tab, I guess. And the point of doing this is you can easily Control-C and paste it over and over. Super simple. and you could use them like, help me please, help, you know, or I can move this down a little bit, you know, and help.
Usually you also want to use the group selection when you're done making your page, so none of your elements start moving around. And when you're done making multiple pages, you can actually select all the pages and group them together.
Yeah, and you can customize, you know, these sections here. Like for instance, like this. Yeah, for instance, this though, let's make this a little bit smaller. And we have, this is some text, or let me see. Yeah, it's kind of tricky. Okay, this is some text here. We want to right align it. What you could do, well, for the text, it's kind of unique because you could either right align text like this, or if it's like an object, you could right align it by pressing the alignment tool, which is kind of, well, oh, because it's so small, it's not really going to show a difference, but yeah, so you might as well do like that. Oh shit, it moved. Oh, where you gone, brother? Well, come back in. Yeah. You might actually, for the rest of these, you might as well just copy paste these. And what you could do, you could even, you know, you can, for even faster, paste these. And that was, yeah, and if you wanted some more. Yep. Post some more here. Yeah. That's pretty much that. I think the real last main thing I kind of need to show you guys is, well, how do we make these icons here, right? So there's a few ways we can go about it. We can make them ourselves from scratch, but thankfully, when we do Figma, we're not alone. There's actually something on Figma called Figma Community, where they have all these sorts of people that upload these awesome files that we can get access to, like libraries or, you know, different design kits and whatnot. So if you exit out of the page, you can go ahead and exit out and click on Community. So this includes community, you know, for Figma Community, what you could do is like, oh, they have different plugins here. You know, if you want access to all sort of icons or text or anything, like it's super cool. It remove background. There's all these different tools that you guys can get access to. Let's see, like different widgets, wireframes, like, yeah, lo-fi sketching UI kit. This is pretty cool if you want to just get a minimal UI design or minimal wireframe going on. Oh, Squid Game app concept. Shoot, say less, you know. I'm curious. So this is the cover, and this is, okay. Okay, dope. All right, but well, actually, and if you're interested in something else as well, you know, and you want to look it up, like, let me see. Let's see. Oh, there is an Among Us design. 3D Among Us characters. If you like playing Among Us, this is, you have everything that you want there. But right now, what we want is Discord icons. Free. It's all free. It's all free. Yeah.
So basically, these files, you can see there's a duplicate button there. You can actually just duplicate them and use them if you want. But there are certain files which won't allow you to duplicate, meaning you cannot take their work. You can't use them.
And does Figma allow for
Video for a video editor?
So putting a video in your design?
You could put a GIF. You could put a GIF. I'm not sure a video though. Not 100% sure. Yeah.
But then again, you're only making the design. Then again, you're only making the design of the Figma, so it doesn't have to be fully functional.
Or you can make it, no, but you can the code.
You can make it look like it's a video, like you put a video button on it. It doesn't have to be an actual working video. Is there a way to turn this into that? Not the whole thing itself, but you can put it in.
Yeah, so there's all of these here for chat. Ah, Discord resources. This looks really nice. Let's see. Ah, this is amazing. Yeah. Yeah. So for those of you following along, we have found something called Discord resources. It looks pretty good. It's free. They have all the different icons that we could possibly use, and a bunch of other stuff as well. Like if we want sample profile pictures, let me go back into it. Give it a second. It was just open just a second ago. Yeah, like all the colors. Like I guess switch for like include roles or yeah, there we go. Why is this so slow?
It's pretty nice research.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Yeah, well, what we're gonna do, this seems nice, so I'm gonna go ahead and duplicate it. So duplicating allows for you to get access to the file. So doing this gets you your own copy of this, so you can use for your own intents and purposes. I'm gonna sit a little bit. Okay. I didn't even notice. I'm trying to test out, when people say like, oh, I'm more productive when I stand up and work, like they get those high-ass desks, I'm out. Yeah, and then your feet hurt and you just chill in your SCDD. Yeah, but what we want is, let's look back and see. So I'm gonna keep that open, and I'm gonna jump back to my personal project, and Figma workshop. Yes. Also, thank you for those of you that are on the stream. Really appreciate it. So yeah, I'm here. Let's see. Okay, so we see this. Okay, so what do we want to? What are the icons that we want? We want the Discord logo, this hand, this search bar, this image, this @ and then this little image here. So we can go ahead and find those. So first one is the Discord logo. So you can find the Discord logo. Oh, well, if only I knew this one beforehand. Discord resources. That would have been nice to have known. Other than me just making it myself, but sometimes it's as a lesson. It's good to look online to see if there are the resources already there for you, rather than you making it yourself. So that's a thing you learn as you grow up, I guess. Yes.
So then, can you like modify their stuff?
Of course, yeah. So this is your own. This is yours actually. So you can modify it how you want, and no one else will see this. But what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna copy paste it. I don't know all of that. Where is just the person raising their hand? I'm trying. I don't see it.
Wait, is that raising the hand icon you? Is that icon you? The raising the hand? Wasn't it just a regular person before?
I think so. I think that was. I think that might just be new, so it might not be updated. Yeah, that potentially could be it. I'm not 100% sure, but just for the, I'm not gonna dwindle on that too much. Okay, we have this little black section here, easily. I'm gonna go ahead, make a rectangle. Make it this color. And then, yeah. Oh, I made a duplicate by accident. Let me just take this one, copy it again, and then, yeah, paste it. There we go. It's looking nice. So it's a little small kind of thing. There we go. And you can copy along the same line here. Paste along the same line. Paste along the same line. If you want to keep them evenly spaced, 250, let's just do 251. Yeah. Yeah, that looks not too bad. I think even if we wanted to make all of these yeah, should look something like that. As extra credit, this might be kind of interesting. If I wanted to actually make a profile picture for real and make it look kind of curved, what you could do, I'm just going to take this one. Take this one, or if you have your own personal image, that's fine too. Oh, they made this from scratch. That's crazy. Okay. I'm going to copy that. And I'm going to put it, I'll put it here. Right? What you could do, I want to fit this inside here. So this is all the way at the back, whereas I want this all the way in the front. So I'll move it, and then I'll scale it to about the approximate size that it should be. And then what I'll go ahead and do is, if I want this to be an actual profile image, there's something here called corner radius. So what this does is that allows for you to curve your actual, if you have boxes, images, anything, it allows for you to curve it. So what you could do is that you increase the curvature of it. And you can get it to, if you want it to be kind of like in a circle or something like that. Okay, I want it to actually fit the black. So. Yeah. Let's do that. Now I'm just trying to fit it in. Yeah. I could even, I could go ahead and just reduce this just a little bit. Yeah, I think that something like that might not be too bad. Okay, Yeah, and then just for the circle behind it then, easily I could go ahead and just increase the stroke. Or actually, no, I lie. I'll just have to make it a little bigger. Yeah, but if you didn't also want to deal with all of that pain of having the circle in the background, easily you could even have a stroke around for that image too, which will save you time. Okay, the max, I was trying to make it 3,000, but the max is 1,000. So I wasn't able to do that. But yeah. And I want to do it outside. Oh, yeah. You see it. It is there. It's definitely there. It's fat. Can't deny it, but I want to do it inside. Yeah. Yeah, there we go. So the difference between inside and outside, by the way, is like if you do the borders, inside will just increase the borders going inwards, whereas the outside will just increase the borders from going out of the frame. Yeah. Does anyone have any questions, or does anyone need any help so far? All good? Okay. We were going to do another page, this profile page, but I will leave that up to everyone, just as they could do on the side for homework. And if you guys do end up, well, actually, with anyone creates their own designs, feel free to share it in our chat, our general chat. We'd love to see what you all come up with. And if you want to go ahead and give it a shot, you can also design this friends page with also. And I'll actually go ahead and I'll copy paste this. This is something you could do as well. So you have this file here separately with all of the Discord icons and assets. What you can copy paste it as well and just put it in your own file. So for easy access. I'm copying it and I'm putting it, let's see. I'll just put it on top here. Should paste. Yeah, it's a lot, so just give it a second. Yeah. So if you guys want access to Discord icons and colors or anything, you guys can fully customize it to how you wish. Yeah, so that's a little bit of an intro to Figma, at least for now. So we covered the text, shapes, frames. There's also what I personally use. If you're looking to get into graphic design and draw and stuff, what you would want to use, there's these two tools. It's called pen and pencil. Just for anyone that's curious what they do, just I want to give a comprehensive tutorial. Pen allows for you to create lines and vectors, and they connect with one another. And once if you connect all the lines together, then you could work with it as if it were an actual image. So you could do like a fill, red, whatnot. You could customize it, and if you wanted to do, and then the other one being a circle, this. So you could, oh shoot, what did I do? Me, I know what happened there, but what happened in there? Just trying to draw, man.
Just switch.
Oh yeah, I am drawing. Look at me. Mom, I'm drawing. So then you could, I think, make it. Can't really see it, but it's there, So that's something else you could do too. But yeah.
Yeah.
Just so.
Question. We have a question.
Yes.
What about plugins? You showed us community.
Plugins. Oh yeah. So plugins, if you do want to access them, there's some pretty nice ones. So if you want to, like some common ones that I have, well, I mean, if you want, I could show you them just by, if I were to do a right click. So I do right click and then plugins. So these for me are all the different plugins that I personally have. Like for instance, if I want to make blobs, you could, instead of making them yourselves, there's a generator, a blob generator that you can use. If you want to change the complexity, or the contrast, you can play around with these numbers. And
Is max 10?
yeah, max is 10. So there's my blob, it came up over there, and I could just keep pressing it. Billions of blobs.
Whoa, would it make a circle if you do?
If I do complexity as, if I do the complete
Wait,
complex.
you do maximum complexity, but you do infinite amount of blobs.
It's just, I don't know. We could do the experiment right now. So this is the base. So yeah, zero complex, like basically base complexity, base contrast. It's just a circle. But if you do all the complexity, you get, what do you get? It's, where'd it go?
There.
Is it under the circle?
Yeah, no,
No, there.
that's it.
Yeah, that's it.
That's kind of depressing. But if we increase the contrast though, so if we did, okay, so this is 1 complexity, 10 contrast. But if we were to just go crazy, right? 10 complexity, 10 contrast. Get something completely, totally different. Yeah. So I'll just clean up the area here a little bit. So that's like one of the two plugins I had. And you could search for all of these. They're online free. Like remove background. If you have an image and you want to remove the background from it, you could easily remove it. Yep.
Hey, what's the thing that you could connect like both of the pages to make like a demo of it? Is that possible?
That is possible. That is possible. It's we currently don't have another page set up right now, so not 100%. But there is that tool. It is called a prototype tool. So if you want to use it, you know, so that allows for you to, if you're trying to test your UX, so you're actually putting in your UI into function. That is called the prototype tool. So you can kind of like, so for instance, if I were to select this page and then I wanted to connect it with like another page, you know, or like if you press the button and then you wanted to show, open like another page, that is possible.
How do you do that?
Yeah, so like you have this page here. Like for instance, I have like, okay, I have my profile page. And then, okay, for instance, if I wanted to do like, okay, like if I wanted to start, I haven't had really experience with prototypes, so like this is kind of like an interesting thing we'll be experiencing here together. Yeah. So like if we wanted to, let's see. Like yeah, so like imagine you have another page. You could honestly simulate all of these kinds of things that you could do. Like if you click on something, then you could have like the other page pop up, or you could have something like go into, like if you hover over as well, so it takes into, you don't even have to click on it. You could hover over it and it kind of comes up with all these. You know, if you exit the page, enter the page, click a specific button, they're all there. And then it works with animation as well. And if you wanted to play your animations, once you've created the prototype, you could, you know, once you've set up all of the, like if you, for instance, if you link this one to like another page, like for instance, I don't know whose page that is, but let's say, well, hovering from my page, right, navigate to Pablo Hernandez's page, right? Yeah, smart animate, matching layers. Yeah, let's do that. Let's try it. I'm so curious. We're learning this as we go. So let's see. Present. So I think what this will do, it should just open up my page, and as soon as I touch my page, it'll like show the other page as soon as it comes up. So like, yeah. Oh, oh, it's kind of large. Oh, fit. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so what I set up right here is if I were to just hover over my page, which which is going to be constantly. If you're really thinking about it on your phone, you're always kind of hovering over your page, so it'll you actual UX terms, like as soon as you open your page, it'll just jump to another page, which you won't want to do. But but in the terms of Figma, so this is my page. If I hover over it, it opens the other page as well. So like you could really simulate your UX flows in here if you really want. So yeah. Let me go back out of the prototype. Oh yeah, there we go. Yeah, so I just made that. Thank you, Pablo, for your amazing design for me to connect to it.
Difference between this Figma versus Adobe XD, or is it just like similar?
What happened? They're pretty similar. They're both free. They work a little bit differently. I personally have not used Adobe XD, but Adobe XD is really nice too. But at least if I know, like you could access at least this anywhere. It's Adobe XD. I'm not sure if you could access it just on the if there's a website you could access it on. But at least for Figma, you could access it. Just go on Figma.com and you could access it anywhere, any place. I'm not sure if you could do the designs on your phone or on mobile, but at least if you have like a laptop and internet connection.
So I don't know if this is me, but I pay for it. And it doesn't, so for example, you showed the community, you got the Adobe staff, because I primarily use Adobe XD, I don't use Figma. But I have seen that in terms of the tools that we've seen today, Adobe XD does have a bit more tools than Figma, but Figma has more components that are free. So you might have a bit more liberty in terms of creating stuff like that from the community. Adobe staff, you tend to have to pay for it, but since, for example, I think there's a student plan, so you can pay for the Adobe student plan, and then for example, fonts, the Adobe fonts are free, you have to activate them online. Adobe XD does have the app, so you can view your prototypes on the app.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, but you need to, first there's a cloud, so if it's saved on your computer and not on the cloud, you need the USB, and then you can directly see them on your phone. But if it's on the cloud, you just open up the app and it's on the cloud, and you can see the prototype on your phone. So, and it's the same. The only thing that I haven't seen yet, but it might have been because I haven't gotten to that point yet, where I finished a project and I went to see the code, is the code. There, if you go and inspect, it'll show you the code. But on Adobe XD, I mean, I've got it opened up here, but I don't think I can see it.
You can see the HTML at all.
No, it just says design, prototype, and share.
Yeah.
There's probably a way to see it, but I don't have it.
Yeah, and then so this is like there's some kind of differences. They're pretty similar for the most part, but yeah, if you want a table, that's nice too. If you want to see the code or just some other
Can you
just
export the code into an actual Android Studio or this VS Code just to start using it for your JavaScript?
I wouldn't say just straight like this, but if you want to take different elements of it, you can.
So I can use that as reference then.
Yeah, it's not a one-to-one translation.
Yeah, exactly. I've heard there is a one-to-one translation with there's something with Adobe XD and Flutter actually. That's the only one I know of though. But typically, yeah, use as like a reference. If only you could easily translate it. Like all these engineers, they know how to do work, bro. You just make everything and then just have it all.
You actually can.
You can.
I forgot what it's called, but Figma they created I think it's a plugin for it. It's called like Anima or something, and it gets you most of the code from the
Yeah. Figma has
They
a
do.
plugin called Anima where you can get the code.
Oh, I need that. I need
You
that.
get,
I
like,
just-
the fully functioning one, you get the code for it and it works.
Whoa.
True.
Does it cost?
It's a pretty new plugin though.
Yeah, I heard there's like some bugs, but it looks pretty cool.
Anima?
Yeah.
I think it's called Anima. I don't.
Yeah.
There's one that's called I Taste the Code.
Just look it up online. There was one online I saw. Anima Figma plugin.
Yeah, Figma. Export design to code. Yeah.
Oh, it's an isn't
I
it
think it's specific for also like React.
Oh, it's React. Okay. Okay, that's what I was wondering. Okay. Yeah. So okay, that's why we typically do Android Studio. So I haven't seen anything specifically for Android. But I guess if you do React or HTML, this is pretty dope. That's so cool actually, because the code that it does export for your page on Figma, the CSS and stuff is pretty good. The Android Studio is like not 100%. It's kind of more general, but it looks pretty good for the CSS. Yeah. Yeah. So this was it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Yeah. Does anyone have any questions? All good. All right. I think let me just navigate back to the slides again, and this is a wrap for now. Well, stream can't see the slides. Stream. Let me see. But then I would have to log in here.
No.
Yeah. I tell you, I'm a pro. Okay. Yes. So, yes. So that's the end of our workshop for now. Thank you all so much for coming. We have these upcoming workshops happening very soon. You guys can take a picture and see what's up next for GDSC. Next Friday, we will have an intro to HTML and CSS workshop. Will be taught by our web dev co-leads. They will be teaching how to get started. We will have a tech social with a lovely club here at FIU called IAARC, where we will be experimenting with different cool tools. Like we'll have virtual reality headsets, and we'll have like a whole bunch of awesome stuff. You got to try them out and test them out, and you know, you can actually kind of see whether these tools, you know, for future projects, maybe you can use them. And then the Friday afterwards, right after that, we'll have an Intro to React workshop. So if you're interested in learning web dev and how to get started with a framework, creating projects, these are the workshops for you. Yeah, the socials. Yeah, so our socials are basically at GDSC FIU on the Instagram, and we also have our Discord server. It is, if I go ahead and type it in, edu/DSC Discord. Yeah, so that's where you can find all of our information and get updates from us. And thank you all so much for coming. It's been a lot of fun, and we hope to see you again at our next workshop. Thank you all so much.